Hello, good afternoon, welcome everybody for today's cooking show here at Moley Robotics. Today we'll be cooking a pasta alla Norma, a very popular dish in Sicily, and it's made with basil, aubergines, fresh pasta and lots of various ingredients. I'll be going through the whole process in terms of how the ingredients are loaded. Here you have a clear indication of the list of items required, list of ingredients in terms of the weight of each item as well. Also tells you the equipment required to make this particular recipe. Now with this one, we've got the pasta sauce and the actual pasta itself, the penne, which is going to be cooked in parallel. So there's no need for it to be cooked separately. The whole recipe cooked in parallel at the same time with the pasta sauce and the pasta itself. Also, we have nutritional facts for every single recipe. Here we show the nutritional facts for this particular recipe, which is the carbohydrates, the fiber, protein, and sodium. It's only 6.5 grams of salt in this recipe, so it's a super healthy recipe for you to enjoy. We can also have get ingredients. Now, get ingredients is a function on our system which allows you to send a message to a particular phone via text, SMS or email. You can send a message to get the ingredients on the way home from work, for example. We also have a secondary function where you can have these ingredients delivered as well via a preferred delivery company. So let's go straight into the recipe itself. So we're going to start the robotic cook. Now, as you can see, it's a very diagrammatic view on the tablet here, very easy to follow process in terms of loading the ingredients and so on. So we go step by step, which is the first item, which is the aubergine, the sea salt, in a specified container on the bottom shelf. So that's already in the container, and let's add that to the shelf and confirm that we've done that. So that's located here. And we confirm. Second item is going to be the garlic, which is, again, a selection of containers on the top shelf or the bottom shelf. So I'm going to go for the bottom shelf on the right side. And here we have the garlic freshly prepared. Now, also there's small videos and small tutorials in terms of how to prep these ingredients exactly the same way as a chef would, for example. So it informs you whether the garlic needs to be finely chopped, whether the onions need to be diced or small diced, and so on. So it's a very informative system in terms of making sure that all the ingredients are prepared as they should, as per the recipe. So the next item is going to be the finely chopped tomatoes, the water and the molten salt, which is going to be in a long container, and we'll position that on the left-hand side on the bottom shelf. There we go. We then have the sea salt. We have another container with sea salt. This is going to be for the pasta itself, and that's going to be located on the top, and I'll confirm its location there. Garlic, confirm. And then we have the fresh penne pasta, and that's indicated at the bottom shelf on the tall container on the right side, which is located here, and that's confirmed. The basil is going to be located. Now, we do have an integrated scale system, which also allows you to measure each of the ingredients with our integrated scales. The scales are already linked to the whole menu on the single tablet, so you can see clearly the weight of each ingredient to make sure you get accuracy and consistency at all times. So that's going to go at location number 2 on the top shelf, and that's confirmed in location there. Now the water is already in the pan. I prepared that slightly early just to save a bit of time. So the water is already in the pan, 1600 grams of water, and that will be for the pasta when it's time to cook that particular part of the recipe. So that's ready in position, and I'll confirm. And then we finally have the extra virgin oil, which is already in the container, and that's a normal oil dispenser that we use, and it's already there. I'll just make sure We have it. Yep, that's all in position and it's ready to go. So I can confirm that's in location as well, and everything is good. And also now it just tells me to prepare the equipment. So in this instance, we've got 2 pots, one for the sauce, one for the pasta, a slotted spatula, and the mesh basket. So the medium pot on the left side will be doing the sauce, so that's in position. I already confirmed that now, that's good. The second medium pot is the water, that's already been confirmed. The slotted spatula will be doing all the stirring, that's already on the hook. That's a normal KitchenAid spatula, and that's already in position there, as you can see. And finally, the mesh basket. Now, the mesh basket is the basket which will be going into the water prior to the pasta. So when it's cooked, you'll be taking the pasta out, and you'll see how it takes it out, puts it into the sauce, and gives it a final stir. Again, there's no human interaction involved there in making this particular recipe. It will actually mix in the pasta as well when it's required. So let's confirm that. And there we go. So everything's ready. My ingredients are ready on the shelf. My utensils are in position. My pans are in position. And let's start cooking. You'll also hear in the background a voice activation, voice notification. So there's an indicator on here showing you via the voice notification each part of the process of the cooking operation for this recipe. So if you're in another part of the room, or if you're in a separate part of the area where the cooking is happening, at least you can hear in the background exactly what's going on. So as you saw there, the actual robotic arm activates the hob. Not only does it activate the hob, there you heard that in the background, but it also adjusts the temperature accordingly to the recipe requirements. It also, I don't know if you can hear that slight sort of sound in the background, that's actually the downdraft extractor. So it also activates the extractor. This is a Moley hob, induction hob, with a downdraft extractor, which is filtered. So the air is drawn down from the pots and it's filtered into fresh air through the ducts. So it's got the extraction already built in. It's great to see so many people joining. So if you have any questions, we're on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook today for this recipe for you all to have a look. So if you have any questions, please do fire them through. I'll try and answer them as best as possible. If there's anything more detailed you would like to know, or if there's more information you require, then please do visit us on the website via the Contact Us page. Send us your details, and a member of the team will get back to you with any questions or any answers that you require.
Tip aubergine.
So, as I mentioned, in this particular recipe, we're using aubergines. Now, aubergines are a great source of protective compounds with antioxidant properties, one being a property called nasonein. This is responsible for not only the deep purplish color that you get in aubergine, but the compound is also being found to protect the fats that make up your brain cell membrane. So this is quite an ultra healthy recipe, and I think aubergines are slightly underrated. It's a very, very important vegetable, and it's something that can be introduced into your diet. If there's any specific dietary requirements that you have, we have a list of recipes that can be filtered according to any requirements, low calorie, vegetarian, vegan, and so on. There's so many different filtered recipes that you can choose from. But this one in particular, the aubergine pasta alla Norma, I think it's a very, very healthy recipe, and something that you guys can enjoy. Not only that, the actual aubergine, also known as the eggplant, it's also high in fiber as well. So for low-calorie diets, that's a very good vegetable to have. Rich in nutrients and comes with lots of other different health benefits as well. It can reduce the risk of heart disease, helping with blood pressure, blood sugar control, and even weight loss as well. So if you're on a strict diet, if you're on any weight management program, this is the kind of recipe that's very useful and very healthy to have. So let's have a look, see if there's any questions that have come through. Okay, we've got a question on YouTube from Mr. Thomas R. Do you sell in the US or only Europe? No, we do sell in the US via XWorks, so it's available. The only thing you have to be responsible for is the shipping or the air freight, but we would support you with all the relevant documents required for the US. A question in from JS, do you have robust solutions for restaurant self-service? Yes, we do, but I would say that's more of a commercial question. So what I would recommend, JS, if you just send in your inquiry, if you've got anything more specific you want to know about the restaurant self-service, send the information in to us and somebody from the commercial team will get back to you with some answers. Another question in from Thomas R. Is there a version of the robot where the user does less prep work? There isn't a version. This is the only version. Remember, this is a cooking system. So this particular system cooks meals using fresh ingredients. Now, the fresh ingredients still have to be done manually, but that gives you greater control. You can actually customize some recipes. For example, we've used garlic in this particular recipe. Some people may not like garlic, or for religious reasons may not be using garlic in any of their recipes. You can actually omit that completely from this recipe, but the system will still cook the whole recipe from start to finish, and the empty container with the garlic will just simply be used, but obviously no garlic. So that part of it, the preparation, the manual involvement of prepping the ingredients is still required, but everything after that, the robotic system does. It cooks the whole meal.
Place spatula.
Got a question in on Instagram from Dennis Roibu. How do you program for different recipes? Now, we have different recipes, worldwide recipes, that are programmed, already pre-programmed by our team here in the UK. We have both the hardware, software team, and also our in-house chef that do all the programming in reference to all the different recipes. So that's done here in-house, in the showroom here, from our facilities here in the UK. Now, if you also have your own recipes, those also can be uploaded into the library. So you send in the information, you send us a list of ingredients, the methods or videos of how that recipe is cooked, and our in-house chef, together with the rest of the team, will be able to put that recipe in the library for you. There we go, as I mentioned earlier, the garlic goes in. That's going to fry away nicely with the oil and the aubergines. Let's see if there's any further questions.
Take spatula. Stir one.
So as I mentioned before, we do have a lot of healthy recipes. Now we've got a lot of information from lots of different global food research programs informing us that a lot of the foods that we eat in terms of takeaways and restaurants do have a lot of saturated fat, a lot of sodium, very high levels of sodium. And it's also proven that cooking more at home using fresh ingredients can also lower cancer risk by about 6%, reduces diabetes by about 48%, and even kidney diseases by about 61%. Now, all this information has been proven. There is lots of studies out there, lots of different research programs that have gone into the difference in having less of ultra-processed foods against having fresh food cooked from home. There's a massive difference, and the health benefits of cooking more at home using your fresh ingredients is quite a big impact. It can actually increase the longevity of your life by an average of about 11 years if you regularly cook at home using fresh ingredients. Also, things like if you're on the benefits of cooking, say, 5 times a week, eliminates not only of the human errors, but ensures the fresh, consistent meal all the time. Also, if you're on weight management, for example, there's a 28% lower risk of being overweight. There's also a 24% lower risk of excess body fat, so your BMI count is lower. In terms of metabolic and brain health, you have much better blood sugar balance as well. You have improved insulin sensitivity, less cognitive decline, and even lower dementia risk as well. But not only that, but cooking home, cooking using fresh ingredients also gives you better bone and cell health as well. And that's quite important when it comes to having a healthy lifestyle. In terms of heart health as well, the lower blood pressure is very important because it reduces some of the cardiovascular diseases that are out there, and even hypertension. Hypertension is one of the biggest problems that people suffer in terms of heart health. So this drastically reduces hypertension and other illnesses related to heart disease. Just going to check if there's any further questions on all the different pages on the platform. So, got a question in for Amanant. Fantastic. Why not peel self? No, unfortunately, no, it does not peel. Sorry. Another question in from Thomas R. After purchasing the robot, do you have to pay any subscription fees? Do you have to pay personal recipes added to your library? Again, those sort of questions we can direct towards the sales team. So if you can, Mr. Thomas R., send in the questions that you have, and we will get the sales team to respond and give you some further information in terms of subscription and the cost of having personal recipes added to the library. So please do send in your inquiry, and we'll get back to you with a detailed answer. And not only that, we may even give you a call. We can have a conversation and talk about that in a bit more detail. So if we go back to the tablet, I just want to show you that you are also given information in terms of the cooking process. There's a flagging system that gives you a percentage of how far the recipe has been cooked. And not only that, but it gives you information as to the next particular action that will be performed by the robotic system. So in this instance, you'll see that it's 42% complete. And the next action it's about to perform is a stir. So that's indicated. You get a voice notification, and here you see the stirring taking place. It smells really good, by the way, guys. I'm sorry that you can't smell this, but the garlic and the aubergines, that's a very nice combination. Can't wait to do a taste test as well. So if you notice that the water hasn't actually been turned on yet. Now, the system is very energy efficient as well. The overall consumption is only about 120 watts, which is the same as like a normal fridge or even a desktop computer. The power consumption is very, very low. Also, the timing is quite critical because it will only turn on the water when it's required to boil, then add the pasta. But even when the pasta is finished, it will turn off that particular part of the induction hob, so saving on energy. So the efficiency of the system is very high as well. So another question here from Thomas R. How many recipes are included? So I think I mentioned that earlier. We have 50 recipes at the moment, and we regularly update about 3 to 4 new recipes every month. So we're always looking at recipes from famous chefs from around the world, professional chefs as well. And we have an in-house chef, James Taylor, who will always be looking at these different recipes and giving the information to our technical team, software and hardware. They load all the algorithms, do some testing, and add them to the library as and when they are ready. Amanant, how much time for the pasta? I'm hungry, so that's a nice question. So we're at 50%. As I mentioned earlier, the tablet will actually inform you how far you are down the recipe process. So we're only about 50% of the way through, so it's a 32-minute recipe. So we have approximately another 10-15 minutes to go. Question in from Kevin Yuan. How do you clean the handle of the robotic system? Dishwasher compatible. Okay, so the containers, the utensils and the pots, they're all dishwashable. The actual arm itself, the robotic arm itself, that can be wiped with a damp fiber cloth. That doesn't need any heavy cleaning materials or sprays or special cleaning agents. It just simply can be wiped down with a damp cloth. And we recommend one of the fiber cloths for that. Joe Santini, so you mentioned if you don't know how to cook, just say so. Well, it's not necessarily meant for people who can't cook. It's also meant for giving you access to different cuisines from around the world that you would normally have access to. We have over 50 recipes. We're regularly increasing the recipe library. So this gives you not only the entertainment value of having a robotic system cooking meals, but also educational values, because you're learning about different recipes from around the world that you wouldn't even consider. And the robotic system is able to cook that recipe as it should, the way the chef would be cooking it. So wherever the recipe is from any part of the world, the robotic system will cook that from start to finish as it should. So it gives you the access to lots of different new recipes and new cuisines from around the world. Thomas R, can you control how many servings it makes? Can it cook 2 things at once? Yes, it can cook 2 things at once. The average servings of all our recipes is about 3 to 4 servings in these particular pots as well. So all our recipes, average serving is 3 to 4 people. Joel Santini, so I understand, I respect your opinion, but you'll find that there is a need for something like this. There is a lot of people, for example, with disabilities, a lot of people who just don't have time to cook. This is a time-saving system. People who want to have access to different cuisines from around the world rather than having the mundane, same old recipes every day during the week. Gives them access. So there is a place for this, and I disagree with what you say, but this is certainly a great system for accessing worldwide recipes, and a great system for people with disabilities that can use, people who want to learn about different cuisines. This is educational, it can teach you new recipes, so it's definitely a positive system to have. So, but I respect your opinion, and everybody has their own opinion. Thank you. Okay, so the sauce is just simmering away now. So the sauce is in cooking process, and soon we'll be resetting the temperature and doing the next stage of the cooking process.
Set sauce temp to 4. Set water temp to 9.
So as you can see, this particular model here, this is our XM model that we're doing today's cooking demonstration on. And this is integrated into furniture. Now we do all the furniture. You can just see behind me some of the units, some of the vertical real wood veneer panels. We do the wall units, the mirrored wall units with the Blum servo drive opening mechanisms and so on. The Korean worktops, we do worktops from South America, Patagonia, we do marble, quartz, lots of different other materials that are available for kitchen interiors. The actual units can be high gloss, they can be matte lacquer, gloss finish, they can be veneered, and also can be handleless or handled. We do a full design service here from the showroom, so if you have any requests, do send in your information and we can arrange a design meeting and we can discuss your requirements in a bit more detail. So here is the XM model with the peninsula design. Just to my right behind me, you can see the BM model. That's more of a back-to-wall design. So if there's a compact space where it's more of a long galley type kitchen, we do lots of design solutions for long, narrow kitchens, which is our BM model. And just beyond there, we have a compact module as well. So if you're, again, really tight on space. Now that particular model there also operates the oven. So there is an oven facility on there that it uses. And again, we have more information of that on our website, and you'll be able to see how that model works as well. Got a question here from Akshay Chawla. How many pots and pans comes in with the package? And what is the range that you provide? So the actual pots and pans that comes with the package is called, is made by Rafoni. And you get a whole set of pans. I think you get about 2 medium pans, 2 small pans as a complete set, complete with the lids as well. Not only that, we provide all the utensils in terms of the KitchenAid spatula, spoon, the mesh, the oil dispensers, the salt and pepper dispensers, and also these special containers, which again, all this can be dishwashable as well. Joe Santini, I mean, cook for myself. I don't need a robot doing stuff for me. No problems at all. I appreciate your response. Kevin Yon, thanks for answering my question. Look forward to learning more about the system. If you need some more information, Kevin, please do just send us a little message on the website. We'll be happy to send you some more product information. And on there, we'll have lots more information in terms of the robotic system, in terms of all the different benefits, in terms of the health benefits, financial benefits, and all the different values that a system like this can bring to you. So we are 79% of the way through. You probably just saw the water go on there. So the water is being prepped now for the pasta. And when it reaches that point where it's ready to put the pasta in, it will grab the mesh, the basket, put it in the water, and then the pasta will go in. So you'll be able to see that whole process shortly. Some of the frequently asked questions that we have in terms of safety is, what if a pet or someone puts their hand in quite quickly, or you need to stop the program? We have a safety button. I think you just about see it in your camera there, but we have a safety stop button. So that can be pressed if a pet jumps into the kitchen, for example. And that's the safety precautions. Now that has to be applied to all our models, so even on our BM model and our compact module at the back there, we'll have a safety button there as well. So that's required as part of the CE recommendations and all the safety protocols. Here you see the mesh going in.
Pasta into basket.
And now the pasta goes in to the basket for it to be cooked. Now this is fresh pasta, so it only requires a few minutes to be cooked. Also, another question we get frequently asked is, can the system be integrated into an existing kitchen? Yes, it can. The price range, we have a chef's table, which starts from about £60,000. Basically, it's what you see here, just this table area here, where you have the induction hob, the utensils, and that can be put into an existing kitchen. So if you have the space, say by about 1.2 meters by 1.2 meters, that can be inserted into your existing kitchen, or we can have that and integrate it into your new kitchen design. So the starting price is roughly about £60,000, depending on the finishing of the panels and so on. And And that's the whole system complete. As you see, everything you see here included in the price. The approximate price of the kitchen units you see behind me is in the region of about 85k, which is actually not too far off from the price of a premium kitchen with the same kind of materials, using the real wood veneer, the Corian work surface, the mechanical opening doors and so on. It's actually very similarly priced to a normal kitchen using the same kind of materials, but we've managed to price it in such a way that the robotic system is included in the same price.
Stir sauce.
Just giving this sauce a little bit of a stir. The basil's gone in, so the sauce is basically complete. We're 92% complete, so as you can see, final part of the basil's gone in, so that's the final part of the recipe there for the sauce. And the final bit will be the pasta. So as you can see, I mean, there's nothing that I actually did apart from load the ingredients, make sure everything was in position. I could have been working from home, I could have been entertaining, I could have been with my friends, I could be watching TV, I could have been doing homework with my children. There's lots of things that could be done around the house. So you can imagine the time-saving application for this is huge. And knowing that the recipe is done according to the timings, it is great. I can plan, I can time manage more efficiently.
Tip pasta into sauce.
Even the clear up prior to the recipe being cooked, I can clear everything away and enjoy the meal a lot more rather than having to worry about having to clean the kitchen after having my meal. So it's not only time saving, very practical, and it gives you a lot of peace of mind having a system like this cooking your meals. So here we go, the pasta is about to go in. And we're 96% of the way through, tipped in nicely. Now you can see a lot of the movements are very accurate, very slow, very precise. And there's not much mess. In fact, there's less mess than you would if you're manually cooking this yourself. But it's a very clean system, very neat, very precise system in terms of all the recipes being cooked, just to minimize the actual mess as well in the kitchen. And obviously less cleaning, which makes life easier for everybody. So here we go, the pasta's in, the final stir is being made. We're 98% complete, and it smells great, by the way. It looks good as well. And I'll show everybody the final result. I'll take it out in a bowl shortly, and you'll be able to see exactly what the final result looks like. Let's just check for any final questions on the different platforms. So it was great to see so many people joining today. Thank you on all the platforms actually, on Facebook as well. And in 2 weeks we'll be doing another recipe. So join me again in 2 weeks' time. We'll have another interesting recipes for me to that I can show you and for you to have a look. Okay, so no more questions. That's great. I think it's about to tell me it's all done.
Recipe cooking finished.
There we go. Recipe cooking finished. And now I think it's time for a bit of a taste test. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. If you just bear with me a couple of seconds. Grab myself a spoon. Oh yeah, it looks really good. Well, smells good, looks good. Normally I had a bit of parmesan on top just to finish the dish off, but today I'll have it plain without. But as you can see everything there, aubergines, everything's perfectly cooked. Basil, the sauce looks good. Let's try a bit of pasta. Perfectly cooked, absolutely fantastic. So, as you saw, the whole meal got cooked from start to finish using fresh ingredients. Lots of benefits in having a system like this. Please do join me in 2 weeks' time. We'll show you another recipe, and we'll announce what the recipe will be prior to the show in 2 weeks' time. But thank you all for joining. If you have any further questions or inquiries, or even if you want to visit us here in the showroom in London, we're on number 16A Wigmore Street, parallel to Oxford Street, right in the heart of London. Or alternatively, you can send us an email, and somebody from either our residential or the commercial team will get back to you and answer any queries that you may have and help you with any of your design needs, arrange a design meeting, and take it from there. So thank you so much for joining. Have a great weekend, and see you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.